I never thought a single act of kindness could turn into months of stress, frustration, and disbelief. But that's exactly what happened the day I gave my HOA Karen neighbor a ride. One time. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood in the Midwest. You know the type. Perfectly trimmed lawns, identical mailboxes, white fences, and an HOA that sends warning letters if your trash bin is visible for more than 12 minutes after pickup. I moved there because I wanted peace. Instead, I got Karen. Her real name was Linda, but from the very first interaction, I knew she was that type of person. Mid-50s, short blonde haircut, always wearing oversized sunglasses, walked around the neighborhood like she owned it, even though she rented. Constantly reminding people she was on the HOA board, which later turned out to be a complete lie. But at the time, I didn't know that. I'd only lived there for about 6 months when this all started. It was a Tuesday morning. I was backing out of my driveway, already running a little late for work, when I noticed Linda standing at the end of her driveway, pacing back and forth like she was waiting for someone. She saw my car and immediately waved both arms dramatically. I should have driven away, but I didn't. I rolled my window down. "Hey," she said, already out of breath. "Oh, thank God. I was hoping you'd come out." "Everything okay?" I asked. She sighed loudly. "My car won't start, again, and I absolutely cannot be late today." I glanced at the clock on my dashboard. I really didn't have time for this. "Where do you need to go?" I asked. "Just downtown, near the courthouse," she said quickly. "It's basically on your way." It wasn't, but I didn't know that yet. I hesitated for maybe 2 seconds. "Okay," I said. "I can give you a ride, but I'm heading straight to work after." Her face lit up like I'd just handed her a winning lottery ticket. "Oh my gosh, you are a lifesaver," she said, already opening my passenger door without waiting for an answer. She climbed in, slammed the door, and immediately started talking. About herself. About how unreliable mechanics are. About how the HOA doesn't appreciate her contributions. About how hard it is being the only responsible person in the neighborhood. I didn't say much. I just drove. 10 minutes in, she said, "You can drop me right here." It was nowhere near downtown. "This is kind of out of the way," I said. "Oh, it's fine," she replied casually. "It's just a quick walk from here." It was not, but I let it go. She got out, waved, and said, "Thanks again. I owe you one. No offer for gas money. No, let me Venmo you. No, I'll get you coffee sometime. Nothing?" But it was just one ride, or so I thought. The next morning I walked out of my house and froze. Linda was standing by my driveway, not waving, not asking, just standing there, waiting. She smiled when she saw me. "Good morning," she said cheerfully. "Ready?" "Ready for?" I asked. "For our ride, silly," she said, opening my passenger door again. I blinked. "I didn't agree to anything," I said slowly. She laughed like I'd told a joke. "Oh, I know, but my car is still in the shop, and you were such a big help yesterday. It just makes sense." I looked at my watch. I should have said no, but I didn't want to be rude. "Okay," I said, "but this can't be an everyday thing." "Oh, of course not," she replied instantly. That was lie number 1. By the end of that week, she was at my driveway every single morning. Same spot, same expectant smile, same entitlement. She never asked any more. She just assumed. And every ride was longer than the last. "Can you swing by the pharmacy real quick?" "Can you wait 5 minutes? I forgot something." "Can you drop me closer this time? My feet are killing me." Still no gas money. Still no thank you that actually meant anything. And then came the comments. "You really should leave earlier," she said one morning. "You're always rushing." "You drive kind of aggressively," she said another time. "I don't feel very safe." You know, if you're going to help someone, you should really do it with a better attitude. That's when the anger started. But the real breaking point came when I decided I was done. The next Monday, I left my house 10 minutes earlier than usual. I didn't see her. I felt relieved. Halfway down the block, my phone rang. It was Linda. I didn't answer. She called again. Then she texted, "Where are you? I'm waiting." I didn't reply. When I got home that evening, there was a handwritten note taped to my front door. "We need to talk. This behavior is unacceptable." I stared at it in disbelief. Unacceptable? That's when I realized this wasn't about rides anymore. This was about control. The next day, Linda confronted me in broad daylight, right in front of my house, with neighbors watching. "I don't appreciate being ignored," she said sharply. "I rely on you." "I never agreed to that," I replied. "Well, that's how it works now," she snapped. "We're neighbors. We help each other." "You've never helped me," I said. Her face darkened. "You know," she said slowly, "I'm on the HOA board." There it was, the threat. And it would be a shame if certain violations were noticed. I laughed, actually laughed. "Are you threatening me?" I asked. She crossed her arms. "I'm just explaining consequences." 2 days later, I got my first HOA notice. Then another, then another. Trash bin timing. Grass height, a crack in my driveway that had been there for years. Every single violation came with a fine. And every single notice had the same handwriting. Linda's. I finally went to the HOA office. That's when everything changed. The HOA manager looked confused when I mentioned Linda's name. "She's not on the board," he said. "What?" I asked. "She applied once," he said. "She was rejected." I showed him the notes, the notices, the threats. His face turned serious. "This is harassment," he said. He opened a file. Turns out I wasn't the first. Linda had tried the same thing with 3 other neighbors. One had moved. One was elderly. One had caved. But this time she went too far. The HOA issued her a cease and desist. And then something even better happened. Her landlord got involved. Turns out she'd been violating her own lease. And when she realized she'd lost all leverage, she exploded. She showed up screaming, yelling about betrayal, about respect, about how I owed her. The police were called. By the end of the week, Linda was gone. Moved out. No goodbye, no apology, just silence. Now every morning my driveway's empty. And I've learned a valuable lesson. A favor given once should never become a debt demanded forever.